Hello everyone. Today's lesson is on reading for comprehension, page 80 and 83. First, let's talk about Carnegie Hall. In 1847, Andrew Carnegie went to the USA from Scotland. When he was in the USA, he made a great deal of money. That means a lot of money. Then he had an idea. He wanted to build a place in New York City that would be the center of the music world. However, at that time, many people laughed at his idea. They thought it was foolish. They didn't think Americans would appreciate great music. But Carnegie didn't give up. In 1891, Carnegie Hall opened its doors. It was a huge success. Many great musicians have performed their music on its stage. They include the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, and Bob Dylan. In 1983, Benny Goodman and his band played jazz in Carnegie Hall. It was an important event because it was the first time black and white musicians played together on a public stage. Besides famous musicians, some important people gave powerful speeches in Carnegie Hall too. They include Mark Twain, 马克·吐温. He was the author of The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. Winston Churchill, 丘吉尔. He was the Prime Minister of the Great Britain during World War II. And also two important African American leaders. They are Booker T. Washington and Martin Luther King Jr. That's all for Carnegie Hall. Now, let's look at the good sentences on your handout. Number 1, throughout history, there have been many wonders of the world. Throughout history, it means from the past to now. Wonders of the world. For example, the pyramids in Egypt and the Taj Mahal in India, 泰姬玛哈陵. However, Carnegie Hall comes to mind when it comes to the music world. When people talk about the music world, they think of Carnegie Hall. Look at when it comes to the music world. When it comes to is the usage for today's homework. Look at the example. When it comes to dancing, no one will forget the elegant pose that Kevin showed us in English class. Yes, I believe everyone still has the memory of Kevin's beautiful movements, right? Number 2, Carnegie wanted to build a structure that would be the center of the music world. Structure, it means building. In the building, many famous musicians gathered together to perform their music. Many people thought his idea was foolish, but he didn't give up. Foolish, not smart. Many people thought this idea was not good. But he didn't give up. He continued his work. Number 3, from the beginning, it was a huge success. From the beginning, when it started, Carnegie Hall was a huge success. Why? Many great musicians have played on the stage, and important historical figures have given powerful speeches there as well. historical figures. That means important people in history. Their speeches were very powerful. The speeches have changed many people's life. Look at as well. As well means too. Okay, look at the example. Julie and Momo like to play with the boys in our class. They help the boys to learn English as well. Julie and Momo play with the boys and also help the boys to learn English. And I think the boys enjoy learning English with Julie and Momo, right? Number 4. To this day, Carnegie Hall is a place where famous and unknown artists come together. To this day, it means now, nowadays. Unknown, not famous. Artists, they can be painters or musicians. It is truly an American wonder of the world. Carnegie Hall is really, truly means really, an American wonder of the world. Look at to this day. Example, to this day, Huan Huan still doesn't know who gave her the Valentine's card. It has been a mystery. Everyone knows Huan Huan. Do you know who gave her the Valentine's card? Yes, you are right. Next, let's talk about ball lightning. The shape of a ball lightning can be a disc or a tube. First, ball lightning soaks up water. The water makes the outside of the ball lightning cool, and the water also makes it heavy. That's why we usually see ball lightning near the ground. Next, it also sucks up heat. That's why the center of it is very hot. When ball lightning draws in air, it spins like a small whirlwind. The wind is so strong. When it goes to the field, it can mow down a circle of grass. A circle of grass will disappear. Not many people have seen ball lightnings. That's why scientists didn't know how it happened. But now, they can create ball lightnings in their labs. Okay, now let's talk about the good sentences. Number 5. A ball of lightning is created during storm. During storm, when there is heavy rain and strong wind, you can see a ball of lightning. As it strikes and drifts across a field, it mows down a circle of grass. As means when. When a ball lightning strikes, comes to a field, drifts across a field, moves above the field. What does it do? It mows down a circle of grass. Mows down. Make something disappear. Minutes later, it fades away or explodes. Fade away means disappear. Explode. Okay, look at fade away. Jory didn't want Aurora to watch Qiao Hu video for a long time and turned off the TV. When Aurora saw Qiao Hu fade away, she started to cry. Do you know what Jory would do next? Yes, he would turn on the TV again. Number 6. Ball lightning is a rare effect. Rare effect. It doesn't happen usually. Scientists have had to guess for years why it acts so strangely. Scientists didn't know how ball lightnings happened. They had to guess the answer. Because ball lightnings act so strangely. They didn't look like normal lightning. Now, some have been able to make ball lightning in their labs. Be able to, that means can. Lab is the short form of laboratory. Number 7. Something unusual happens inside ball lightning. Unusual, not usual. What strange thing happens inside ball lightning? It draws water to it and soaks it up. Draw, it means 吸引. The water goes to the ball lightning and soaks it up. This it means the water. The ball lightning soaks up the water. The water on the surface makes it seem cool. On the outside of the ball lightning, there is water. So, the ball lightning on the outside seems cool. The usage for today's homework is draw. It's a verb. The past tense is drew. Look at the example. Nina's scream drew everyone's attention. All the people in the field went to her to see what happened. Although we haven't seen Nina for a long time, you still remember the power of her scream, right? Number 8. The lightning sucks in heat, making its center hot enough to melt window glass. Sucks in heat. Sucks in also means 吸引, soak up. That's why the center is very hot. How hot? It can melt window glass. The temperature is very high. As it draws in air, it spins like a small whirlwind. As means when. When a ball lightning draws in air, when air goes to the ball lightning, it spins, it moves around and around like a small whirlwind. Which is strong enough to flatten everything nearby. The wind is so strong. It can flatten, it can move, it can destroy many things nearby. For example, houses, cars, and trees. Okay, look at spin. It's a verb. The past tense is spun. The example, the PE teacher told the students to spin themselves around for 30 seconds. It made everyone feel dizzy. Do you have the same experience? After you spin yourself around, you feel dizzy. Here, we use spin, 原形动词, because it's next to to. After to, we use 原形动词. Although this sentence is something that happened in the past. Well, that's all for today's class. Don't forget to do your homework.